rankings. Our physicians treat more types of cancers in a day than many see in their whole career. This unmatched depth of expertise, combined with our groundbreaking discoveries, gives our patients access to the most innovative treatment options. Learn more at mdanderson.org.
Missouri sports fans, I've got good news. Underdog is available to play in your state. It's the best place to cash in all your takes during the playoffs, which players are going to go off and which ones are ice cold. With over 5 million happy players and $2 billion won, Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on all of your favorite athletes. Whether you think they're going higher or lower, you can make those fire entries for a shot at real cash prizes all playoffs long. Underdog is the only champs platform that puts the power of cash in your hands. Now you can either keep it riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want. Underdog is the place to play. Sign up now and deposit with promo code TAP, T-A-P-P, to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. And if you're in Missouri, you'll get an additional $50 in bonus cash when you play your first $5 entry. That's promo code TAP, T-A-P-P. Must be 18 plus and present in this state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. $10 deposit minimum. See UnderdogFantasy.com for terms and conditions. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Get 5 quarts of O'Reilly full synthetic motor oil and a MicroGuard oil filter for $29.99. In-store only. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Metro Ford, online at kcmetroford.com. Missouri side, 71 northbound slows around 87th Street. Gets pretty heavy before 75th. Stays sluggish to Gregory. Attention drivers, the time to buy is now at Metro Ford. Like a low-mileage 2021 four-wheel drive Ford Explorer XLT with captain's chairs and remote start for just $31,700. Every eligible pre-owned vehicle comes with a 5-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Visit Metro Ford on Noland Road in Independence or shop online at kcmetroford.com. Metro Ford, driven to exceed your expectations. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Fesco and Dusty live from New Orleans all next week for Super Bowl 59. Right here on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
You ready? You ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome to the Red Kingdom.
Chiefs stay with an empty backfield, no motion. 3 to the left side, wide side of the field. Mahomes looking left. Pass caught at the 5-yard line, angling near side. Leaping forward, Xavier Worthy. Touchdown! Kansas City burning the defender on the near side, Cole Bishop, and the Chiefs get an 11-yard touchdown pass, Mahomes, to the rookie Xavier Worthy. Chiefs go flip bone, 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 12. They give it off, left side, Kareem Hunt at the 10, angling to the 5, into the end zone, left side, touchdown, Kansas City. It's a 90-yard drive to start the AFC Championship game on a 12-yard run by Kareem Hunt. I love you, Samaje Perine.
That's the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, who joins us every Friday at 7:25. He'll join us for a couple more Fridays. There you go.
I mean, I'm just watching that play over and over. It's in my formerly Twitter feed right now, right at the top. I mean, it's a hell of a play, guys. It really is. Just
left side pass.
Get it to your veterans. Let them do the dirty work. There's Samaje Perine wide open. Some linebacker tries to lunge at him, and boom, he lowers his shoulder, crosses the 20, down at the 17, and the celebration at Arrowhead Stadium began in full force last night.
Didn't you say that if the Chiefs won, that our boss is going to have to get egged or get some sort of like cupcakes thrown at him for making that egregious take?
The Chiefs are not going to win 14 straight Super Bowls for the next 14 straight years.
But they might win 3.
But
not with that attitude, they're not.
They could, right? So I guess it's more that I feel that maybe this is just the time, and it feels like Josh's time to win.
Yeah, feels like Josh's time to win. Spectre should stand outside the station today and just accept eggs in the face for that take. It's really bad.
Or he should stand at the corner of Shawnee Mission Parkway and Metcalf and hand out every shirt until they're gone.
Hey, you could do that as well. Yeah, yep.
Text line 913-586-7965. What should Spectre do for that take?
Or we should make him stand at Shawnee Mission Parkway and Metcalf and nothing but a sign with a sign that reads, Rex Ryan knows more about football than I do.
And feet. Let's go to Waylon in KC.
And Rex Ryan doesn't know squat about football.
Hey, guys, you can hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Waylon.
So I got two things I want to point about the game. First is how they started off. They went straight to their receivers. So when they did that, I just had a good feeling about the game. And then the second thing was the red zone efficiency. They started out 4 for 4, which was real huge, I think.
No doubt about it.
What do you guys think?
You bet.
Yeah, the Chiefs, they were great in the red zone yesterday. You look at what they were able to do and how they were able to, score touchdowns and not field goals down there, 2 for 3 in the red zone. Buffalo was good in the red zone, too. They were perfect inside the red zone. There weren't a lot of kickers involved yesterday, which I'm fine with.
Buffalo went for 2 that first time, didn't get it. Chiefs went for 2 that time. Justin Watson.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand why Buffalo decided to go for 2. As soon as they did, I go, you're chasing points the rest of the way. And what were they doing? They were chasing points the rest of the way.
Before we chase the script, we go to Justin in OKC. Justin, you're on the air. Go ahead, man.
What's up, guys? Man, I tell you what, thanks for taking my call. I love y'all guys' show. They can listen to you on the app every day. One thing I got to tell you guys, what I think makes this franchise so great is you don't need a Justin Jefferson or CD Lamb out there, man. You got Juju Smith-Schuster and Hollywood Brown because you know why? You got number 15 back there.
That's right.
It's what
Shooter winner.
That's right. Thanks for the phone call, Justin.
It's what we told people years ago. You're going to start to see that attrition because they're doing what the Patriots did with Tom Brady. When you have one of the all-time greats, they elevate everybody around you. The problem is it's only been Patrick Mahomes and truly Tom Brady in this generation of football that have been able to elevate everybody around them. Not Peyton Manning, not Eli Manning, not Ben Roethlisberger, not Phillip Rivers, nobody else. There's been 2 quarterbacks on this planet that we have seen that have taken the talent around them and elevated that talent. And look again what Patrick Mahomes did last year. He elevated Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore and McCole Hardman. But they still won the Super Bowl, right?
And he did it with a rookie wide receiver.
And he did it with a rookie wide receiver last year. The year prior, they're not going to be able to do anything. They got rid of Tyreek Hill. He elevated everybody's game. And look at this year. Look at where Xavier Worthy is at this point in time. Elevated that dude's game. Elevated Hollywood Brown's game late in the year. I mean, what they do with the wide receivers, they do it because of Patrick Mahomes. You can't carbon copy this thing. You can't go out and say, well, let's just do what Patrick Mahomes does. It doesn't work that way. You got to have Patrick Mahomes.
And that one guy who goes by the name of
Travis Kelce
only had 2 catches for 19 yards.
That's right. But you know what? A big one late to ice the game.
And he still won. Yeah, he caught it, and he went down immediately.
Right. Yep. Travis Kelce. And also, too, that number 5 for Buffalo that was trying to get up in Travis's face all afternoon. They bracketed him, they messed with him, they screwed with him, and everybody else beat him yesterday. Nice job of preventing Travis Kelce from beating you, but everybody else ate their share.
Remember this. He's going to lateral the ball at some point in this game to Xavier Worthy, just like you remember. A couple seasons ago, he did it to Kadarius Toney. It would have been the game-winning touchdown, but of course the guy was offsides. The whole play got nipped. Remember when they did that against Buffalo? Last week, Josh Allen tried to get cheeky as well and do a lateral. They asked him about it. He smiled. He winked. Travis Kelce saw that. Travis Kelce reopened that bag of worms. We've seen him do it this year. We've seen him do it against the Bills. There will be a lateral to Xavier Worthy at some point, and no one will be offsides, and it will go for a tug as well. I think Patrick and Josh will battle out because why wouldn't they? Allen throws a pick to McDuffie. That's right. I'm going to call it because it's the AFC Championship game. Big 22, big in this game, big with a turnover against Josh Allen, who quite simply doesn't turn the ball over. I think Chuck and Chris Jones cause problems, and maybe we see George have another decent game as well. 1.5, hell, maybe 2 sacks for Karlaftis, the Greek freak. I do, though, think this is a cigarette type of game. I think it will be close. but will end with fireworks and noises in the streets of Kansas City, of your suburbs where the fireworks go off and you don't know what the hell's going on, but you're outside watching it in freezing cold temperatures with hopefully no shirt on or whatever you may be doing to celebrate. I think the Chiefs and the Bills have another classic game, this one at Arrowhead, and I also think another little nugget that's been going around all year, I think the Chiefs score 30 points for the first time this year, or the second time this year. They will actually go over 30 points in this game, and I think they do win in another shootout classic, 34-27. Kansas City victorious on Rousey New Orleans with us three as well.
All right, it all comes down to this, fellas.
35-0.
The goal all season long has been to get to the Super Bowl, 60 minutes away. Buffalo will take the opening possession right down the field and stall out and will settle for a field goal. This will be the last points that Buffalo gets all afternoon. KC gets their first possession, going with a large dose of Kelsey and Hunt and roll into the end zone. All of a sudden, it's 2018 all over again, when teams felt like they had to outscore Patrick Mahomes. Problem is, this isn't the 2018 Kansas City Chiefs defense. Josh Allen tries to play hero ball early and has an interception in the first half. KC scores again. It's 14-3 before the second quarter. By the time we reach halftime, KC's up 21-3 and the party's on at Arrowhead. Kelsey continues his 70-plus streak for 15 games and scores a touchdown. He'll get closer and closer to the Jerry Rice records. He'll be about 100 yards and a touchdown shy of Jerry Rice entering the Super Bowl.
At 200.
The second half turns into a laugher. In an attempt to just finish the game, Kareem Hunt goes over 75 yards rushing. Chris Jones ends it with a demolition of Josh Allen. The Bills play so poorly after their first offensive drive that the commissioner orders the 3 points taken off the board. Chiefs win 35-0.
None of that happened.
From Elway and Marino to Montana and Sims, Brady and Manning, and now Mahomes and Allen. The Bills are going to try and run the ball on the Chiefs, and I think they'll actually have some success doing it until the second half, where the Bills will lead 17-10 at halftime. Mike Pennell is going to be a big adjustment for Spags in that second half. That big
69.
Yeah, that big
He did
69 is going to be plug and play.
His neighbor once texted us.
That's nice. That's great. I see McDuffie locking down Shakir in the slot with the pass rush intensifying while Spags draws up blitzes. Meanwhile, on offense, it's going to be the receiving core who has a day. The speed of Hollywood and Xavier are going to prove to be too much. Each of them are going to get a deep ball reception. Hopkins is going to get a touchdown. 7 Chiefs are going to get a catch. Kelsey will continue his hot streak with a touchdown, at least 60 yards. Mahomes has a god-tier second half, throwing 3 touchdowns and 275 on the day. Chiefs win 31-23 as Mahomes becomes the first guy in any of these quote-unquote rivalries to fully own his competitor.
Hey, you got that one right. He does fully own Josh Allen. He does fully own Josh Allen, and there's not even a conversation anymore. There's literally no conversation. If somebody is better, on the same level, on par, it doesn't matter what you do in the regular season. I don't care about your Purdy stats that you put up there, Josh. You don't win when it matters most. Give me Patrick Mahomes, his non-Pro Bowl going quarterback tail to the Super Bowl again. No Pro Bowl for Patrick. Remember that? No Pro Bowl. He's not going to the Pro Bowl. He was not voted into the Pro Bowl. He was not a finalist for the MVP. Every single September, the national media wakes up effing stupid and thinks there's going to be somebody else that's just better than Patrick Mahomes. And let's hype them all season long. And yay, Josh Allen had 300 yards passing. Ooh, Patrick Mahomes can't do this. Patrick Mahomes. All he does is win in the playoffs. That's all Patrick Mahomes does is win when it matters most. 18 playoff wins, 3 playoff losses for Patrick Mahomes. 8 straight playoff wins now for Patrick Mahomes, right? Am I right about that?
9 straight.
9 straight playoff wins. Sorry, I was wrong. 9 straight playoff wins. But by God, Josh Allen is just a better quarterback. Look at all these great regular season numbers that he puts up, and he's so fun to watch. And he's your MVP and Lamar. Stop. Stop.
Mahomes plays in the Super Bowl. Everybody else plays in the Pro Bowl.
That's right.
So let that sink in. Mac, you want to cook for a little bit on your script recap?
No, I think that's fantastic.
Okay.
I think we did pretty well. I had it flipped first from second half. They ran really well in the second half. Mike Pennell was on the field a lot.
Pennell's a good player.
Big dude.
Pinnell's a really good player.
Your boy Dana had a couple huge plays yesterday.
And I told you when I was on with you yesterday, I said Charles Menu may knock one of those passes down. Big play, that second down, knock that play down. Now all of a sudden it's third down, right? But Josh Allen's better than Patrick Mahomes, I'm told. I'm told Josh Allen is the better quarterback because, boy, he plays nice football in October.
You've done this for almost 15 years. Don't you listen to your boss?
The Chiefs are not going to win 14 straight Super Bowls for the next 14 straight years.
But they might win 3.
But
not with that attitude, they're not.
They could, right? So I guess it's more that I feel that maybe this is just the time, and it feels like Josh's time to win.
Yeah, it's his time, all right. Yeah.
We asked the text line what should be Spector's punishment for making that egregious take. And a lot of people said no eggs, too expensive. I did see like $6.
Yeah, they're going up. Did you see eggs are skyrocketing?
I went
today.
to Hy-Vee for last minute stuff yesterday for the food for the game, and I walked by. I was like, I just want to see the. Oh my god!
Yeah, egg too high to get Spector with eggs.
Yeah. Okay. They said he should have to wear the Muppet costume and be shoeless outside.
Yes. Oh, that's great. Yeah, give away a T-shirt in the animal costume. That's fantastic.
You got to wear the animal head and no shoes or socks.
I still need to get Janice over here.
Yeah, I need Janice like now.
Janice is the best. I mean, Janice on the Muppets. I'm telling you what. Like, if we could bring her to New Orleans with us, we'd have fun with Janice.
Is it legal in New Orleans?
Janice, no.
But
yeah. I'll make the noises all day. Oh, call me Stephen A. or Acho or Rex Ryan or one of these other people that just doesn't like Patrick Mahomes because he's stealing all of our thunder and all the glory. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, our friend of the show, Sean Smith, he joined us on the other side. This ought to be great. Get the dump bunt ready there, Mac. Get the dump button ready, Mac. Coming up on the other side, Sean Smith, 96 by the Fan, your home for your AFC Champion Chiefs.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
What's going on, guys? I know how your morning's going. It's a little slow, but we're excited. We're ready to go because we know what time it is. That Super Bowl is right around the corner. So what's your plan? Are you going to do the same thing you do every year? You're ready to step it up and try something even better? I think you should. Well, I got a Super Bowl experience for you like no other at the Verizon Super Bowl Fan Fest. It's coming to Kansas City live in the Power and Light District on February 9th. You'll get exclusive access to the stadium where your favorite players make history. You'll meet the game's most legendary players, all while enjoying live music and crushing some great game day food. The Super Bowl only happens once a year, so let's celebrate bigger and better than we ever have before. Tickets are going fast, so don't miss out. Visit your local Verizon store and find out about free tickets today. Must be 18 years or older to attend. Additional terms and conditions apply. See VerizonFanFest.com for details.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Heartland Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Heartland Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
When this football run began a couple years back, we were up in St. Joe for training camp. And what were we driving? Well, we were driving a brand new red truck, thanks to my friends over at Max Motors. And if you're still driving that same vehicle now that they're looking for a three-peat, perhaps it's time for you to drive a new vehicle as well. And I'll tell you what, Max Motors has the best financing options available with the max trade-in values in the Midwest. And right now, if you're looking for a new truck, new 2024 Ram 2500s are up to $16,000 off MSRP. Stock number C240005. Or new 2024 Jeep Compass 4x4 starting at $24,995. Stock number 80238. And as always, Max Motors are going to take the time to sit you down and explain the total cost of ownership, not just what your monthly payment will be. That's the kind of attention and care that they're going to give you when you walk into a Max Motors dealer. See dealer for details. And don't forget, Max Motors is your Midwest dealer. Max Motors, the easiest place to buy a car, maxmotors.com.
Fabric Talk. Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Febreze Fabric Spray? Oh, and a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman. Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Meet Viant AI, the world's first fully autonomous advertising platform. With Viant AI, you can automate media planning, analyze results, and drive smarter decisions, all while saving you time and resources. Viant AI helps you unlock new potential and boost productivity regardless of your expertise. Visit Viant.ai today and see how the future of artificial intelligence in advertising can work for you.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime-forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Kansas side, 35 northbound slows past Shawnee Mission Parkway and is off again, on again heavy around 635, and then sluggish up towards Mission, where there's construction at the exit, as well as an accident that's now off to the right shoulder. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
The boss is here. I said, sir, the text line says you need to go buy an animal Sesame Street Muppet head, no shoes, no socks, and hand out T-shirts. We can make that happen. Then Alex Gold's here, eating his breakfast donuts. What I love, can't wait for next December when Speck goes on the air and says it's just somebody's time. And what's Speck say to save himself? Well, if I don't say that, they don't win.
No.
If I don't say that, they don't win. Mr. Reverse Psychology
and
guy.
It's not what it is.
Come on.
It's not what it is at all.
Come on. You had the opportunity. You sat right there.
You should have just said, yeah, they're going to win this thing. It's not anybody's time other than ours. Well, I really think Josh Allen deserves this, so let's just give him the opportunity to play in a Super Bowl. How about you go earn that opportunity, Josh? How about you go make plays that Patrick Mahomes would have made? Mm-hmm. Hey, Dalton Kincaid, catch the football.
Gotta catch it.
Sean McDermott, don't chase points. Hey, 4th down and inches. Try the tush push 2 times in a row. Or what really stands out, game on the line, legacy on the line, career-defining drive, and Josh Allen fizzles out. And to kind of, compare that to Patrick Mahomes from the AP, mm-hmm. Patrick Mahomes has trailed in the fourth quarter in 9 playoff games. Mm-hmm. He's come back to win 6, forced overtime in 2 others before losing. He has a 132.2 rating, 5 touchdowns thrown, 1 touchdown run, when down 1 to 8 points in the fourth quarter or overtime of playoff games, leading scores on 13 of 14 drives. That, my friends, is a masterclass. Josh Allen had his opportunity last night to show that he could beat Patrick Mahomes. And what did he do? He showed that he can.
Speck did do one thing. He passed me up, and something that I'm happy for. He's from the text line. Speck should just quit for that take. Most unlikable person in Kansas City. Even worse than Dusty.
Listen to this
No
one.
longer,
Wow.
no longer first.
How about this?
Love that.
Listen to this one. Patrick Mahomes is making his 5th Super Bowl appearance. Patrick Mahomes has more Super Bowl appearances than the Colts, the Vikings, the Bills,
15.
the Seahawks, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Bears, the Bucks, the Panthers, the Falcons, the Jets, the Saints, the Chargers, the Titans, the Cardinals, the Browns, the Lions, the Texans, the Jags. Patrick Mahomes has more appearances in the Super Bowl than all of those franchises have ever made in the Super Bowl.
What up, Mr. Smith? How are you today, sir?
Another one in my DJ Khaled voice.
That's right.
Three Pete. What's going on, fellas?
Not much. How much sleep did you get last night, or have you gone to bed yet?
I went to sleep. I already got my workout in. I worked out at 5 a.m. this morning. I already worked out. I'm up here at the East-West Shrine right now watching some upcoming talent that's going to be getting drafted, supposedly. And that's about it. You know, I'm still celebrating, but I ain't going to celebrate until we win it in New Orleans.
Well, it was great to see it happen the way that it did last night. Josh Allen had an opportunity to make a legacy for himself, and he failed at making that legacy because nobody is as good as Patrick Mahomes. I don't care what anybody on television says. Josh Allen had the ultimate opportunity and failed. That tells me you just don't have that winning gene.
He's the Charles Barkley of the NFL. I'm just being honest. He'll never get to the big game. You know, some guys just can't win the big game. He just does. He doesn't. He's a great player. I'm not going to take nothing from him. Great player. If Kincaid catches the ball, hey, it might be a different game.
Right.
If you stop doing the push and, like you say, go for the points. And hey, McDermott, I think they need to change up now. They need to change everything. I think this is the last of you seeing of the Bills making it to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, you watch that, and as a competitor, when you know you have somebody's number, I thought it was interesting because I was on a different show on Sunday afternoon, and it was like, you know, there's certain times in sports where a team comes into somebody else's house, and it's like everything's fine. You get off the bus, you change it to your outfit, and then all of a sudden you get there, and you see the name on the jersey, or you see 15 floating around, whatever it may be. It looked like that was the case for the Bills in those first two drives because Josh Allen, the great quarterback that he is, I'm not discrediting what he is talent-wise, he looked shook on that first drive, maybe a little bit on the second drive too.
Yeah, he looked shook, and I knew his number, but I knew the turning point in the game was when they got the ball back. All I said was 95. 95 put the pressure. Spags dialed up the blitzes. You know, on fourth and 5, you dial up a zero blitz. I mean, it was all or nothing. You know, and Spags we trust. I don't think Spags get enough credit, and I think he got disrespected by not even getting an interview for a head coaching job.
Well, yeah, he's definitely not going to get the credit that he deserves, Sean. I mean, you know, Steve Spagnuolo is the greatest defensive coordinator we've ever seen in this league.
No, he's great. He knows how to use his weapons, his players, and put them in great situations. And even in the fourth quarter, he brought the defense up and said, we're going to have to win it. We're going to have to win. It's going to come to us, and we have to make a stop. And they made the stop.
They did.
Needed.
Yep. And that's what a championship team is all about, coming up with the plays and making the plays when you need to make the plays. And that's why I just laugh and cringe and go, I can't believe when people want to pick against Kansas City. You should never pick against the Chiefs. Will they lose a game? There may be a chance Kansas City loses at some point in time, but why do you want to be on the forefront of that saying, see, I told you so, when this team finds ways to win games no matter the situation?
I don't know if there's time on the clock. I trust 15. I trust Spags. I trust Andy. Even when Buffalo, you call a timeout, you gave Andy another opportunity to dial up a play instead of just letting the play out.
Talking to former Chiefs player Sean Smith. So let's have a little conversation about what it is in 13 days. Saquon Barkley's a bad dude, Mr. Smith. What do you do to stop him?
Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton is going to have the game of his life. Okay, I'm saying this because you can see sometimes even on the runs that Barkley has, he runs hard and powerful. But the Chiefs practice against Kareem Hunt, two of the same kind of runners. Barkley may have a little bit more speed than Kareem, but they're two of the same runners. I think the defense will be ready to stop him. We just got to wrap up and tackle. Secondary, Cook got to come better and play better. I'm just going to be honest. He has to play better because sometimes he's a liability back there.
Mm-hmm. What do you make of this week's national scene, the Emmanuel Achos, the Rex Ryans, all of these folks that were so negative on the Kansas City Chiefs last week?
Well, this is the reason why Rex Ryan Fat Tail is not coaching no more.
That's right.
Because I'm just being honest. You listen to his takes that he has on ESPN and everything all the time. It doesn't work. It's wrong. He's been wrong. Even Dan Olowski, the only person I'm going to give credit to is Nate Burleson. You know why? Because he said, hey, he put a video out. The Chiefs are just who they are. You're either going to love them or hate them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I think in this is that, we get called homers a lot, but we do, local radio here for that team. If you'd have picked the Chiefs to win every game, you'd be so much plus money because they went 15-2 in the regular season. They're 2-0 in the playoffs. They've won 9 straight playoff games. I mean, at what point do you just sit back and say, I don't know what to expect anymore, but I expect them to win?
You just expecting them to win. If I'm a betting man, I'm going with the Chiefs. I tell anybody, whether you're on FanDuel, Prize Picks, whatever, I'm betting with the Chiefs.
You got to go with the Chiefs, my man. I mean, it's stupid to bet against this organization and this quarterback and this head coach at this point in time. Like, Andy Reid is just doing unbelievable work. He's got a coaching masterclass going on. He's the greatest coach in NFL history, and I think Patrick Mahomes right now has to be in the conversation of greatest player, not quarterback, greatest player in NFL history.
Yes, he's one of the all-time. He's the first ballot Hall of Famer. The minute he says he's retired, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer, without a doubt, hands down. Hands down. I mean, but he plays good. He's poised. He's a team leader. Everything is just going right for the Chiefs right now because they always play good situational football, and they got their eyes on the prize. They had their eyes on the prize since the beginning of the season in training camp. With the common goal when they came in and said, let's win a Super Bowl. Let's go back and win a three-peat.
Well, Sean, rest up, my man. Keep that robe on. Be just naked for 13 days for the Super Bowl and enjoy the time, and we'll get you on the air next week.
I don't know. I might come to Radio Row in my robe.
If you do that, my friend, yes, we'll get you on every radio show across the country.
I'm bringing my robe to New Orleans. That's a straight up fact.
I think I might just go ahead and bring my robe and come do Radio Row.
Let's just go eat po' boys together in our robes.
I know. We got to go to Drago's, man, and get some oysters. Man.
That's a great spot, my man. That is. Yeah, we'll hook up down there.
Well, be easy, man. Take care. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, cool. Appreciate it.
You got it.
What did he say about Rex Ryan? Do we have that cut that we can continue to play and put out on social media, please, for the rest of the world to see what Sean Smith said something about? That's why his fat ass isn't coaching anymore. I think he put it a little bit more eloquent than I did, but that's exactly what I said. When I watch Rex Ryan on TV, he's not helping his case to be a coach in the NFL. He appears as a clueless buffoon.
This was
Jay Binkley texted me, Rex Ryan is the inspiration for the single bed.
I mean, Rex Ryan's had a couple of pizza cutters stolen from him, too. This was interesting. So everybody knows Barstool guys, right? They're Boston. Dave Portnoy does his thing. Gruden's now a part of that. Right. This is what Gruden had to say to them when they were watching this game last night.
Hey, listen, I thought this was the year for the Bills. Yep. But when you can't make the 1 yard you need to make, you don't deserve to go to the Super Bowl. You can have all these stats. That's all I saw in the pregame warm-up. 65 touchdowns, this stat, that stat. You don't make the 1 yard you need in any critical situation, you're going to get knocked out of the playoffs, and you can't rely on some official to give you a spot on the road in a playoff game. You just can't count on the officials. With Josh Allen, this has to be a slam dunk, automatic first down, and you didn't execute. You did not execute. You got the best offensive line in the league from left tackle to right tackle, a 300-pound tackle playing tight end. James Cook hasn't been stopped all night, and Josh Allen has 600 yards rushing and 12 touchdowns, and you can't make this much. The execution, the pad level, the finish, the overall scheming, whatever it is, you lost the game because third and fourth down in net, and you got to live with it, and I don't know how you live with this one. This is tough.
Take a bow, John Gruden.
Take 3 laps around the stadium.
Yeah, like that is a victory lap, my friend. I can't really add anything to that because he's absolutely right about everything. It's the same stuff I've been telling you all along. You're going to sit here and complain about the refs. You can't get a yard in an NFL game. Mm-hmm. And again, why aren't you running James Cook there? Why aren't you rolling your quarterback out there? Why aren't you doing anything other than trying to fall forward to get half a yard? It was a very, 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 very bad game plan, and it resulted in a loss for the Buffalo Bills. You can't get half a yard He's right. You don't deserve to win in the NFL. Not the referees, not penalties, not anything. You were not able to execute. But again, in life in 2025, it's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah. So one thing that's awesome, I think the guys that do New Heights, the Kelsey brothers, I think they listen to this show. I'm pretty positive on that because they played a clip that we played last week of the Travis Kelce Korean football call.
Yeah.
Well, this was the Korean call on 4th and 1.
아, 진짜 칩스 수비도 호락호락하게 하나도 내주지 않아요, 정말. 오, 멈춤 없이 가네요. 멈춤 없이 밀어붙입니다. 기세를 타나요? 아슬아슬한데요. 자, 심판원입니까? 아슬아슬한데요. 심판원입니까? 두 명에서 심판이 들어오는 방향이 다른데 공중에 볼 위치가 중요합니다. 체인 와야 됩니다. 자, 약간 모자라 보여요. 전진이 이제 어디서 멈췄냐가 중요한 거거든요.
What he's saying there is that he's short of the first down and turnover on downs.
Yeah. I was asking you, what play was that again?
4th and 1.
That was the 4th and 1. Man.
I'm just translating for you. I speak Korean. He's saying he did not get it. Josh Allen short, turnover on down, Chiefs ball.
Chiefs ball in that situation, yes.
That's right.
Yep. 25 years ago today, Bill Belichick was introduced as head coach of the New England Patriots for the first time. Almost 25 years to the day, the script is turned. Andy Reid has unseated Bill Belichick as the greatest head coach of all time, and Patrick Mahomes has unseated Tom Brady, in my opinion right now, as the greatest quarterback of all time. Because both of those guys have done something that Brady and Belichick could not do, and that's go to 3 consecutive Super Bowls. In 23 years of dominance that the Patriots had, they never went to 3 straight Super Bowls like Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. It is the greatest head coach quarterback duo in the history of the National Football League. Oh, Josh Allen?
Unreal. I'm still in shock. I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to be trying to be as normal as a person I can be.
I know.
Still in shock. Literally, I think everybody's living room or everybody's moment was the same last night when they throw that ball in the air and it's incomplete. I mean, grown men in my house throwing themselves at each other.
Oh, yeah. Grown men in the stadium.
I mean, I blacked out.
People were hugging, you're kissing people you never met before. It's one of those moments, and that's good. That's okay. There's
Bob
nothing
got mono
wrong with
last
that.
night.
I may have. I don't know. I may have.
It went from Jen's birthday to Bob's birthday.
Fat Tail is not coaching no more.
Fat Tail?
Fat Tail.
Well, this is the reason why Rex Ryan, Fat Tail, is not coaching no more.
That's right.
He just one-up suck a pickle.
Yeah, he did one-up suck a pickle. Yeah, well, it's true. It's why his Fat Tail's not coaching
I'm
anymore.
just watching Dan Orlovsky, and I'm wondering, how is his drive to work today? Now he's going to dissect the game?
Yeah.
Why don't you go listen to John Gruden? Why don't you go dissect getting 1 yard? What do they say football is? A game of inches?
Yep.
Defense wins championships? There's a reason why those cliches are there.
Because they're true. As lame as they are, they're true. It is a game of inches. You can't get a yard, you can't win a game. And then there's Rex Ryan with those beautiful white fake porcelain teeth talking about how great Josh Allen is.
Yeah. There is one thing to be true. If you do not want to give Mahomes the GOAT as the greatest quarterback of all time, I would respect that because I still put Brady there. That's okay.
Me too.
I'm just being realistic. But there is no doubt in anyone's mind that in the entirety of the NFL's history and current state of today, it is Tom Brady and it is Patrick Mahomes. And then it is everybody else.
Oh, there's just a massive.
Montana is at the age of 29. We don't understand. At the age of 29, Patrick Mahomes has the second most playoff wins in the history of football at 17. He has 3 losses. He is playing.
What does Tom Brady have? 31 playoff wins, I think it is right now.
Believe so.
Right. So another couple of years and we'll pass him.
More than halfway.
Yeah.
It's insane to think about that aspect. Whereas, growing up, Joe Montana was the greatest to ever do it. And then it was Tom Brady might pass Joe Montana. And he did. And then it was no one will catch Tom Brady. And then Mahomes comes along. Well, he lost that AFC Championship game to Burrow, and he lost that Super Bowl to Tom Brady. It's never going to catch him, but he's going to be good. And, there's only one thing he could possibly do to catch Tom Brady. He'd have to win 3 in a row.
There's a lot of people in New England right now that are getting really nervous about what's about to happen over these next 13 days because everything that they've been living for the last 25 years essentially is going to go away, and it's not going to matter anymore. And they're going to be a nice footnote. Yeah, Tom Brady had 6 titles with the Patriots, but Patrick Mahomes won 3 in a row. Patrick Mahomes was the first quarterback to win 3 in a row and to win 4 and 5 years or whatever it's been. Like you look at the Joe Burrow situation when they lost to the Bengals, and you look at the situation where they lost to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl / AFC Championship game, however you want to combine those two. Those are anomalies. What we're seeing right now with the Chiefs winning is the norm. And you know, you think about that and you do that say it out loud test and you're like, yeah, the norm is to go to the Super Bowl every year. But they've established the norm. The Chiefs have told us what their normal is. And their normal is winning the AFC, going to the Super Bowl, and winning the Super Bowl championship. The abnormal is when it doesn't happen. And for most teams, the normal is not getting there and the abnormal is making it. That's the anomaly. For the Chiefs, losing in the postseason is a major anomaly. Winning and going to the Super Bowl is the norm.
Never satisfied, baby. When you play in front of Arrowhead Stadium like this, every single AFC championship, you kidding me? Kansas City! Hey, before you guys get out of here, just do a little dance, make a little love. Yeah, get down tonight.
They'll catch on. They'll catch on.
Okay.
So now we've
You
had
know that song, Mac?
Yes.
Okay. Is that it's Cool in the Gang?
I couldn't tell you who's it by.
Do a little dance. Make a
Hello.
little
Isn't it ABBA?
No. They sing Dancing Queen. Cool in the Gang, I thought was who that was. Maybe it's not Cool in the Gang. Text line knows, I guarantee it. Who is it?
KC and the Sunshine Band.
Duh.
Oh, my God. You're so stupid.
Yeah, we're idiots.
With that, we're going to go to break early and take a time out.
You talk about morons.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan.
Attention, Missouri sports fans. You guys have a great opportunity right now because I've got good news for you. Underdog is available to play in your state. Underdog is the best place to cash in on all your takes during the playoffs. Which players are going to go off and which ones are ice cold. And with over 5 million happy players and 2 billion won, Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on all your favorite athlete performances. And with their Champs game, you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats, yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and so much more. And at the Underdog app, they've got all of your favorite leagues, teams, and stars to choose from. And Underdog is the only Champs platform that puts the power to cash out in your hands. Now, you can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want. We were on the Underdog app over the weekend at Arrowhead, and boy, we had some fun. We had Saquon Barkley higher than half a rushing touchdown. Cash it in, baby. Underdog is the best place to play. Sign up and deposit now with promo code BOB to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. And if you're in Missouri, you'll get an additional $50 in bonus cash when you play your first $5 entry. That's promo code BOB. Must be 18 and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. $10 deposit minimum. See UnderdogFantasy.com for terms and conditions. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's with you.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
In the dynamic world of programmatic ad buying, Viant is your ultimate CTV partner. Target with precision. Buy with confidence. Viant empowers you with AI-driven technology that reaches your audience where they engage most, ensuring your message hits home and the campaign results transparent, thanks to Viant's advanced measurement suite. For media buyers who demand the best, Viant delivers. Viant, elevate your CTV campaign performance.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
In a world that moves a million miles a second, Haagen-Dazs invites you to slow down and savor every delicious bite. Take it one almond at a time with the Haagen-Dazs Vanilla Milk Chocolate Almond Bar. Madagascar vanilla, rich milk chocolate, and toasted California almonds make this unmatched icon legendary. Whatever Dazs you savor, a snack bar or your favorite flavor, say goodbye to the fast life and hello to savoring the finest ingredients and the richest and creamiest ice cream. That's Dazs, available at retailers nationwide.
It's really been amazing, the amount of people that I've had contact me, and the talk is generally centered around QC Kinetics, and whether it's a knee, whether it's a back, a hip, shoulder.
He's always happy to talk about how QC Kinetics all-natural regenerative treatments finally gave him relief without surgery. That's former pro football player Bobby Carpenter.
My message to them is do not wait and push off a week, a month, whatever it is. So if you want to feel better this summer, now would be the time to get in. If you want to feel better in the fall, make sure that you're getting in here so you can go out and play golf and do the things that you love and enjoy.
Spoken by a man who experienced relief firsthand. QC Kinetics gave this former pro athlete back his mobility, his activity, and they'll do the same for you.
Has really helped me in just my general quality of life.
Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Metro Ford, online at kcmetroford.com. On the Kansas side, 35 northbound sluggish from 75th Street up past 67th, then slow again around Antioch and stay sluggish up towards Mission with construction at the exit. Right now at Metro Ford, you won't find a better selection of F-150s in the city, plus $8,000 off 2024 Explorers and Escapes, all ready to drive off the lot today with a lifetime powertrain warranty. But these deals won't last. Visit kcmetroford.com or stop by Metro Ford on Noland Road in Independence. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Not going to win 14 straight Super Bowls for the next 14 straight years.
But they might win 3.
But
Not with that attitude, they're not.
They could, right? So I guess it's more that I feel that maybe this is just the time, and it feels like Josh's time to win.
It's not. Nice try. Sounds like Casey and the Sunshine Band. Just kidding.
Because it is.
Somebody says from the 816, please tell me Mac's going to New Orleans. Yes, sir. Woo! We leave Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Who would text that in?
They want to hear that.
Wants me there.
They want to hear that beautiful laugh.
Yeah, come on, man.
Of that growing boy. Yeah, dude. Can't wait.
I'm so stoked.
What a year. What a year. I mean, for everybody. I mean,
we're only 27 days into it.
It's true. Just really know how to take the air out of a moment.
27 days into the year. It's already been great.
Ah, boy. He's that guy.
Yep.
Going to another Super Bowl.
December 31st. See you next year.
No, I'm definitely not that guy.
I mean, you just were.
Yeah. 27 days into this year.
Can't stop if can't start if you don't, or can't stop if you don't start.
What?
Can't win if you don't play. Oh man, here, sneaky himbo, Rex Ryan. Who was the only quarterback? Stop. Who's the only quarterback that Rex Ryan doesn't believe in? Oh, the one playing in the third consecutive Super Bowl. The one that's already won 3 Super Bowls. The one that's
Did he get hired by Dallas as their defensive coordinator? Wasn't that the word on the street?
That was what they said.
And then they hired Matt Eberflus. I guess Jerry must have watched TV and went, I can't even hire Rex Ryan. That guy's clueless.
Well, this is the reason why Rex Ryan, Fat Tail, is not coaching no more.
So I'm trying to figure out what Fat Tail is.
Really? He's fat, and he's like, instead of saying fat ass.
Yeah.
Well, this is the reason why Rex Ryan, Fat Tail, is not coaching no more.
Ugh. I really do, because, like, you know, you have to do this, right? You have to be this person. You have to think of both outcomes of this game. And last night I was telling you this in the hallway. I was like, man, I was really glad they won, because it's tough to come in here when you have these games. I did after hours. They lost to Cincinnati. I first got my teeth cut when they lost to the Patriots, and some guy called in and he thought he disguised himself as a Chiefs fan. He was a Patriots fan.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was brutal.
The horror.
He's like, oh, you're going to complain about a coin toss. Overtime rules aren't fair.
Overtime rules are just fine. We didn't need to change any of them. We needed to change no rules.
Do you think there'll be lasers for first downs next year because Buffalo didn't get
Mike
the first down?
Florio wants Congress involved now
really?
of deciding how to spot the ball.
You're not kidding. He wants Congress.
Yeah.
That guy sucks.
Why would I make that up? I mean, like, who could make something so stupid like that up? Here it is. Here's what he said in his article this morning.
Because you haven't read this yet today, right?
I haven't read what?
No,
I haven't
heard this. Yeah,
I just don't want to get hit with the thanks for listening.
I haven't heard
he's
this.
like surprised I haven't heard it. And I was like, you didn't say this earlier.
Well, I did. I did mention it earlier, but I haven't read from the article. Let me see if I can find it again about the spotting of the football. Oh, God.
I really don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
Congress. We're going to be calling it Owlhead after this weekend.
He's talking about having technology determine ball placement, and he ends the article. Everyone should want that. Until the NFL feels enough pressure from teams, media, fans, and perhaps Congress to fix it, the league won't choose to do it.
Wow. Get a yard.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
get a yard.
Get a yard. It's the NFL. So now we're going to enact Congress to try to stop Patrick Mahomes.
That's right. I mean, nobody else can.
What makes you think the federal government can?
They got too much on their hands. It's tax season.
I mean, seriously, like, you're going to try to enact the wills of Congress now to stop the Chiefs. These people are so triggered.
That's where we're at.
And so bent about what's going on, we're now going to try to pass laws to stop the Kansas City Chiefs from winning. Because you've tried everything else, right? You've tried beating them. You've tried beating them, and you've tried beating them, but it doesn't work. So now we need to have, are we going to have term limits now for Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid? Like, are we going to go, well, once you win 3 in a row, you can't play the following season? Like, is that what we want now? Is that what we want to do? I'm so tired of people not taking personal responsibility and looking at themselves in life and in the NFL. And all they want to do to try to beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs is change the rules of the game from overtime to kickoff. Everything is geared to try to stop Patrick Mahomes, and none of it's working. So let's just get Congress involved.
You remember this guy?
The Chiefs should be concerned about this game. At every level defensively versus the Chiefs offense, the Texans should win. Advantage Texans because you've already gotten used to Mahomes. Chiefs should be concerned about this game.
Haven't heard a lot from that guy lately.
No.
Thank God.
Man, if the Texans were used to Mahomes, I thought the Bills would have been really used to it. Wow.
That guy's doing more pillow talking than sports talking these days.
No doubt.
It is what it is. It just had to be said. We go to Fred. Go ahead, Fred. Take it over.
You know, the dumbest is all over the internet is the everybody saying that the Chiefs are standing on a grassy knoll. They've paid off the refs and all that, and the refs had nothing to do with the outcome of this game, the Ravens game, etc. But I do actually have a solution on the bad calls. I believe that they should have either, you know how they say upstairs changed it, in other words, New York?
Mm-hmm.
They either need to have more refs, that all those refs do is count the players on the field, see if it's a offensive scheme that's incorrect or something like that, and then they need to have the ones that are actually on the field just concentrate on where the ball's at, pass interference, holding, all that.
Okay. Well, we appreciate the phone call, Fred, but yeah, that means more money the referees get. The league has to spend on that union of the referees. Probably not gonna happen. Can we just
Yeah, New York's already kind of doing what he suggested as well. Yeah.
But it is funny that
I have no idea what the hell he was talking about. I'm just going to be honest. I'll call for the rest of our listeners. What the hell was that?
Can't get any worse than this.
The Chiefs should be concerned about this game. At every level defensively versus the Chiefs offense, the Texans should win. Advantage Texans because you've already gotten used to Mahomes. Chiefs should be concerned about this game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just the beginning of the dumbness we're about to hear for the next 13 days.
Can't wait. Rest or rust. 13 days is a lot of time off. Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills last night, 32-29. They scored more than 30 points for the first time. Oh, my gosh.
Not all year long.
They can't score more than 30 points. I'm
32.
really concerned. They just lost to Buffalo in the regular season, but they went 15-2. Mm-hmm. They had the first-round bye. They had the best record in the NFL.
The only team that can stop the Chiefs are the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. Oh, I can't. Now the only team that can stop the Chiefs are Philadelphia. The Eagles are playing for America. They got to go out there and take this from Kansas City. That's the other thing. I don't think America's saddling up with the Eagles either. If you ask America who you're rooting for right now, it's the Chiefs or the Eagles. Ugh. A lot of people may sit this one out.
I'm not going to watch.
Yeah,
BS.
Yeah, you're going to watch.
Yeah, you are.
You'll be there saddled up next to your TV.
1,000%.
Because it's history. We all want to be part of history.
Well, everybody's going to hate watch because they want the Chiefs to lose.
But do you want the Eagles to win? Outside of Philadelphia, does anybody want the ELGSES team to win? Seriously, does anybody outside of Philadelphia want that team to win? Because did you see what went on last night? The light pole. Did you see the guy jump off the building and pull himself down with the flag and fall into the crowd and climb the light poles and all that kind? I don't think people necessarily root for Philadelphia at all because they don't like their fans. Everybody has a story of when they've been to a game there and how the fans treated them like garbage and whatnot. So it's not like the Chiefs are playing the Lions. Had the Chiefs been playing the Lions in this Super Bowl, 98% of America would be rooting for the Detroit Lions to win the Super Bowl, but they're not. And so America's looking at this thing as Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are there every year, or the Eagles? Ugh.
73,487 last night in Kansas City. Get to see them victorious. Coming up on the other side, our Chiefs contributor Josh Briscoe will join us, and he's going to be very upset because the Chiefs lost the turnover or the time of possession battle by 62 seconds. Josh Briscoe on the other side here on Fesco and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, as we hit the new year and you're thinking about the future and the holiday bills are starting to roll in, you're thinking, I'd love to go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment. I could get so much accomplished if I didn't have to make a mortgage payment for the next 60 days. Well, if you're thinking you want to go into basically opening day without having to make a mortgage payment, then call my friends over at Golden Oak Lending and take their free mortgage checkup. I suggest this for everybody. Even if you're in a loan you love right now, call Golden Oak Lending to see if you can do better because those holiday bills have started to arrive. You're starting to think maybe about spring break and vacations there, and you want to pay some stuff off. Let Golden Oak help you reach your financial goals. With their free mortgage checkup, Golden Oak will ask you, hey, what do you want to accomplish? Where do you want to go? And you can tell them exactly what you want to do. And they'll look for a loan that's better than what you have. If they find one for you, they'll let you know about it. If they don't, they'll let you know that as well. They're never going to put you in a loan that doesn't make sense for you. So take that free mortgage maintenance checkup. It is risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. Just call and have that conversation. We do it about twice a year with Golden Oak Lending. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. And let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey, Casey, when I discovered my new passion, I dove into social media, got on some shows, and soon almost Andy Reid was bored. But this winter, there's something new you might discover that's not as great. Issues with your garage door. Don't get stuck in the cold. Get your annual maintenance check for just $100 or a free replacement quote from my friends at Renner Garage Door. They carry top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster, trusted locally since 1956.
RENNER, RENNER. Jewelry Gram. It's your friends at Shane Company, here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart, like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural rubies, colorful sapphires, and natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our unmatched free lifetime warranty and everyday competitive prices. Come visit us in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey there, Kansas Lottery here. And we want to get together for a game or two. Meet us at your favorite retailer or wherever you like to buy your tickets, and we can let the games begin. There's a lot of fun and cash on the line. See kslottery.com for details.
Casey's has 8 new coffee roasts that have been described as having rich aromatics that entice any palate. But, we're not sure what that means, so we just call it darn good coffee. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. Get a free any-size coffee with Casey's Rewards. See Casey's Rewards for details.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Chiefs coverage on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by award-winning Johnny's Barbecue in Olathe.
Johnny's Barbecue has been serving award-winning barbecue since 1977. Featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives with Guy Fieri. Dine-in, carry-out, delivery, and the best catering in town. Johnny'sBBQKC.com. Johnny's Barbecue. Taste the smoke.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 435 eastbound, slow from Quivira over towards Antioch with an accident reporting. 35 northbound, still sluggish from 635 up towards Mission. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center, Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Congratulations, Kansas City. The Chiefs are headed to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
From the Associated Press, top of my X feed, Chiefs have 2 more calls go their way and another playoff win.
Here, this comes from the Associated Bob Fesco. 3:33 to go in the game. James Cook has been running wild. He didn't touch the ball on that entire drive. So I'll take your Associated Press and raise you an Associated Fesco and say, where was James Cook on that final drive for Buffalo because he was getting 6.5 yards every time he touched the football against the Chiefs, which he only carried 13 times. And with 3:33 to go, a guy that was shredding the Chiefs defense when given the opportunity was a non-factor in the game. So that comes from the Associated Fesco on that one. Nice job coaching, Sean McDonough.
From the 816, please, I need to know the name of whoever says Advantage Texans because they already used to Mahomes. I got to show my friend. It's Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah, Emmanuel Acho. He says a lot of dumb stuff, so you may have to cycle through a lot of the dopiness that he said over the last couple of weeks.
From Emmanuel Acho, we go to a guy that he is nachos. He's ours, Josh Briscoe, our Chiefs insider, not insider, but contributor of SI.com. Brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. Discover the benefit of blue. We lost the time of possession, lost the turnover battle, won the coin toss, won the game. Briscoe, how we doing today?
I mean, I think Mac actually just summarized it very well because I was sort of headbanging back here as you guys were bringing it back. The Chiefs never meant to brag, but they got him where they want him now. It was never their intention to brag, to steal it all away from Buffalo once again now. Those are a few slightly modified lyrics to the song Misery Business by Paramore, which we just heard as we were coming back from break. There's no need for misery in Kansas City. It once again resides in Buffalo. I feel great. I imagine you guys should feel great. I can't believe we lost the Associated Press in this battle. That one made me a little bit sad because they're the Associated Press, but c'est la vie. Here we go. Another Super Bowl, 3 straight years. It's unfreaking believable.
And last night, I mean, you know, we had talked about it just before you jumped on. 3:33 to go. That's a legacy moment for Josh Allen, and he went down the toilet bowl like a turd.
And look, I mean, there was so much through this game. You can do this for Lamar Jackson. You can do this for Josh Allen. You've been able to do this in a few, very, very few, Patrick Mahomes losses over the course of his career. Josh Allen played some incredible football in that game. He also had a lot of turnover-worthy plays. He also put the ball on the ground. The entire Buffalo Bills team put the ball on the ground a lot and then recovered all of those. Obviously got the one that the Chiefs put on the ground as well. This is a game, I said this several times last week, the margin for error in this game was always going to be extraordinarily small because both of these teams have been so good at not turning the ball over. The Chiefs do turn the ball over. The Bills almost turn the ball over, 4 different times? And still, here we are now talking about the Chiefs advancing because in those finest of margins, they were a little bit better.
And if you can't get a yard, you probably don't deserve to be going to New Orleans for the Super Bowl. I mean, we're going to hear people complaining about spotting and officials and all that kind of low-hanging fruit for the next 13 days. Fact of the matter is your big men couldn't outdo the Chiefs' big men and get a yard.
And they did it over and over and over again. It was funny. I realized that during the Chiefs game, I almost tweeted during the Eagles game, like, why don't they just, everyone should run the tush push more often because it just seems like it's unstoppable. And obviously the Bills have the quarterback to pull that off. And then the Chiefs found a way to stop it specifically the way that Josh Allen likes to go to the left guard, other times trying to take it more straight ahead. Ultimately, and look, I feel like we get to do maybe a little bit less ref talk this week. Maybe I was just so exhausted by it last week that I'm have a little wishful thinking here. But the 2 calls that people are talking about the most are both ones that went to the booth. Like this isn't like a random flag thrown by one of the judges, and you go, oh man, well it's kind of ticky-tack, kind of touchy. It's a little pull on a hold here. Obviously, refs miss and make stuff in real time all the time. But the 2 big ones, we got long looks at. And yeah, they were close. They were coin flip type of calls. That happens constantly. There were like 5 of those in the Washington-Philly game. Yep. So I am not very moved by any of the refereeing talk this week, even more so than most.
I haven't had room for referee talk in 15 years, Josh Briscoe doing this job, because it just doesn't come down to officials in any sport. It comes about executing. And I threw my tinfoil hat on there for a second when you talked about everybody should do the tush push. It seems, unstoppable. And then the Chiefs stopped it yesterday. How much do you think Jason Kelsey's been here giving the secrets on the tush push from the defensive side of ways to stop the tush push? I like your woo coming out of there because you're like, oh, he may be onto something. Don't you think they've contacted Jason about, hey, you were successful running it. How do we stop this thing?
I mean, I hadn't thought about that. I'd be a fool to say that, the Kelsey brothers had never discussed it, right? I mean, I don't know if Jason Kelsey ever, Taylor Swift style, got smuggled into the facilities in a big box to, hide his identity, or maybe there's a little secret Zoom. But, yeah, I mean, the future Hall of Fame brother of one of the future Hall of Famers on this team was sort of the primary architect of a lot of that. I kind of like that. And also, I mean, the Bills just don't have quite the same beef up front that Eagles offensive offensive line does. And for whatever reason, Allen is not quite as good at it as Hurts is. It's still very, very hard to stop. But ultimately, I think once Buffalo realized how hard of a game that was going to be, just the tush pushes and everything, I'm a little surprised we didn't see them try to do a few more wrinkles. And obviously, Allen almost lost the one that he had to stretch up over the pile. It was a much more of a roller coaster tush push experience for Buffalo. I'll give Jason Kelce a little bit of credit. I'm totally good with that.
All right, good. We're in on that.
Talking to Josh Briscoe of SI.com, our Chiefs contributor here at 96.5 The Fan. Seems like a Briscoe type of topic. Underrated guys that you don't talk a lot about. Joe Thuney, man. That guy at left tackle, quiet on that left side, just continues to get it done. It's changed the entire offense, I believe. It's changed everything with 15. How special of a player is he?
Yeah, and so I'm gonna pick a negative moment to justify what you just said. So let me sound like a hater for 5 seconds. There was a play, actually 2 out of 3 plays. I think it ended up being on a 3-and-out late in the game. It was the eighth drive for the offense. It ended up in the Butker field goal there to make it 32-29. That drive on first and third down, Mike Caliendo got absolutely walked back into Patrick Mahomes' lap, and then on third down, Joe Thuney lost fast, like the type of fast that where a left tackle's loss can derail a play. And in that moment, oh man, I don't know if this is the start of something or if this is just a couple of big plays from the Bills defensive line taking advantage of a guy out of position, one of the best left tackles in the history of the sport, or left guard, in the history of the sport, honestly, and then a backup guard next to him now because Thuney's obviously playing out of position. In that moment, I got a little bit nervous. It cut down a drive that had been moving, and it made me a little bit nervous for if they needed to score the rest of the way. Obviously, that ended up being the final points of the game. But if they needed to score the rest of the way, would they be able to? And then I realized, that's the first time I've written down Joe Thuney or Mike Caliendo's name in my notes this entire game. And that was, again, very late in it. The fact that he was able to be out there and be largely missable in a complimentary sense is pretty amazing. I said right before the game that if there was a single unit that I could have guaranteed like an elite performance from, it would have been the offensive line. I also thought, look, Ed Oliver's a very good player, and Trey Smith's had some issues with him in the past. Understandable. 2 very good players going at it. You win some, you lose some. But ultimately, there was a lot of quick game, especially early. Patrick Mahomes was decisive, moving him and having him move around, often having him roll right away from Thuney and Caliendo's side. That is a calculated thing that the Chiefs were doing. They did it extremely successfully, and the offense looked the best it's looked all season, especially back on that first, 6 minutes or so of the game. So they deserve a ton of credit. The Chiefs coaching staff deserves a lot of credit for trying to make their lives a little bit easier, and I think it's really telling that the first time then I went, uh-oh, yikes, here's the Thuney Caliendo thing that I was worried about. Here's what the downside could have been. That happened extremely late in the game.
And Andy Reid, again, just out-coaching Sean McDermott in this game to another AFC championship and to another Super Bowl run, in my opinion. I thought there were a lot of plays out there that Sean McDermott messed up in. We talked about the final, 3:33, chasing points, going for 2 for no apparent reason at certain points in time. Andy Reid out-coached Sean McDermott yesterday.
Yeah, I have no argument with that. I'm going to pivot it off to going back to mentioning the 2-point conversion attempts and all of that, right? I understand how the Bills' math got screwed. I understand why they started doing that. But the reason they really started doing that, I'm going to give a whole bunch of credit to the Chiefs' defense. I know they gave up 29 points in this game, but the fact that the Bills were going for those 2-point attempts and that they were continuing to try this tush push, they thought they had some easy buttons. They said, hey, we have, in my opinion, they have the second best quarterback in the world. And they have a good suite of skill position players, at least one really, really talented, really frustrating running back, and some pass catchers that can kind of do some role player stuff right now, right? The Bills said, we've got these guys, we've got this quarterback, so we're going to believe that in these situations, we are getting points. And time again, I know the final score will never make anyone remember this, but time and time again, the Chiefs defense stepped up just enough against the best quarterback they're going to see all season, the best quarterback they have seen all season, the best quarterback currently living, not playing for this football team that they get to defend for.
You think Josh Allen plays Mahomes ever again in the AFC Championship game?
I think I'm going to go ahead and get my tickets for next year. I think I'm tired of not being there for it, and maybe if I reserve my seats now, maybe we'll get to see it again. It's crazy, man. I have to imagine that at some point you start to see the changing of the guards somewhere. I don't think it's going to be at the top with Mahomes, obviously, but I don't know who else it's going to be for a while. The Allen build and the entire Ravens structure. Lamar Jackson's still an excellent football player. I'm a little lower on the Bengals going forward, even though
they're done.
I find myself defending Joe Burrow to a lot of people. I'm worried about that defense long term. So I think we're watching the royalty of the AFC. I hope we get to see this game 5 or 6 more times.
All right. Well,
Josh Allen doesn't.
Yeah. I was just saying, he might retire.
I'm not playing that game anymore.
Briscoe, what do you got coming up tonight?
We're going to talk to Jordan Foote, also of Chiefs on SI, about to dive back into the game, give it another watch through. I think it'll be just as fun, maybe more fun the second time because I know how it ends. And I'm gonna try to wax a little bit poetic about the most believable thing that's currently happening here in Kansas City.
Sounds like Rex Ryan will be tuned in. You said foot and wax all in one sentence.
Huge. Unfortunately, I do not get to hire the next Jets head coach. So that's Aaron Glenn's job.
I bet you do a better job. All right. Well, we'll talk to you later. We'll talk to you next week live from New Orleans. Enjoy the show tonight and enjoy this victory.
Enjoy New Orleans. Keep a little food diary for me. Let me know how the food goes.
I'll send you video, Daddy.
Hell yeah. Well, maybe just pictures.
Okay.
Little disappointed Rex Ryan didn't get that. I can't understand with all his good takes why the Jets just did. I'd like the Jets of all people. You'd think they'd hire another buffoon.
That was Josh Briscoe. He is the editor of the Chiefs on SI.com. Editor-in-chief on SI.com. Chiefs contributor here at 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. Discover the benefit of blue. Boys, I'm running out of gas, but we got 45 minutes left to keep this show rolling. Championship game coverage is brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of your Kansas City Chiefs. I might go home and just start going again. Who knows, right? Who cares?
Hair of the dog.
913-586-7965. Let's recap this game some more on the other side here on Fesco and Dusty on your home for Kansas City Chiefs, 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your new home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, what's going on? Good morning, everyone. Mac Moore here. That Super Bowl is right around the corner. The Chiefs beat on the way. So what's your plan? Are you going to do the same thing you do every year? You're ready to step it up and try something even better. Get a Super Bowl experience like no other at the Verizon Super Bowl Fan Fest. It's coming to Kansas City live in the Power and Light District on February 9th. You get exclusive access to the stadium where your favorite players make history. You'll meet the game's most legendary players, all while enjoying live music and crushing some game day food. The Super Bowl only happens once a year, so let's live it up. Who's ready to celebrate bigger than ever before? Tickets are going fast. Don't miss out. Visit your local Verizon store and find out about free tickets today. Must be 18 years or older to attend. Additional terms and conditions apply. See VerizonFanFest.com for details.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Heartland Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Heartland Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Every morning, we rise and shine. Make breakfast and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Okay, so that's with bacon, cheese, lettuce, tomato, grilled onions, ketchup, and hold the pickles.
You know what you like. You wouldn't order your burger just any way. Why should your sports talk be any different? With Chapters on the free Odyssey app, you can choose the topics that matter to you most. Whether it's reactions, matchup previews, injury updates, or team news, quickly find what you really care about. Your football talk, your way. Download the free Odyssey app and start listening today.
Super Bowl 59, one game, two teams, endless possibilities, and there's no better way to make every play more exciting than with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook app. So it doesn't matter if you're predicting who's going to score the first touchdown or who's going to win the MVP trophy. FanDuel makes it easy to place your favorite wagers and feel the thrill of the moment. And with live betting all game, you can jump right into the action and ride that wave from kickoff to the final whistle. Plus, to make the Super Bowl even sweeter, new customers can score $200 when you make your first bet. Yes, place a $5 bet, and if you win, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. So download the app or head to FanDuel.com, use my promo code KFNZ, and bet with FanDuel, official partner of Super Bowl 59 and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after street restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 46.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Robert Half's recruiting professionals use their award-winning AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. Learn more at roberthalf.com/talent today.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
You ready? You ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome to the Red
So I'm going to give you a little bit of what I just went through. A lot of emotion. I walk out of the studio door. I told you I'm running out of steam, so I'm trying to get myself geared up. And in comes the energy drink that is John Grayson. If you missed John, he was on our show Friday the Roundtable. He hosts a show from 10 to 2 at 98.1. Floor's yours, man. Diehard Buffalo fan.
I'm getting real sick of waiting until next year. I'm really getting sick of waiting until next year.
Oh, man. I mean, when you think about it from that standpoint, yeah, you do get sick of waiting for the next one to have the opportunity. But, I was telling you kind of jokingly, tongue-in-cheek, but, I mean, who's going to beat this guy? Who's going to beat Patrick Mahomes? I mean, Josh Allen was America's best hope to go out there and knock off Patrick Mahomes, and they couldn't get the job done. Maybe it's just not meant to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously it isn't because it didn't happen. But it was a frustrating game. It was a great game. It was a great game to watch from a fan standpoint, and we knew it would be. We knew it was going to be close. We knew it was going to be a one-possession game, and it was going to come down to who got it done. And Chiefs got it done. That's a hell of a ball team. I mean, my hat's off.
So what aggravates you the most? Not converting on 4th and inches?
No, converting on 4th and inches and being told that we didn't.
Well, but you know what? Even if you're told that you didn't, you can't let that bother you. You've got to channel. There's still 13 minutes to go in that game, and you had a lead.
So bad calls don't bother you?
No, I don't focus on the refs. I haven't. No, for 15 years. You call Josh Klingler right now. If you want to get him on the phone, I have said for 15 years, I don't get bogged down in the refs. There are enough other things that happen during the course of a game.
But it's game-changing calls, though, and that's what I was
you
talking
had
to
the
those guys
lead
about.
at the time.
They're game-changing calls. We had the lead at the time, and we
got a fourth down taken away from us. So, yeah, I mean, if you've been a fan of this team as long as I have, you've seen that over and over and over again. When it comes to a call that changes the course of a game, they all go against us.
Yeah, but you can't let it. Like, these pros can't let these calls affect them the way that they do. You've got to be able to shed that. But look, 33 to go. It's your own 30, the 2-minute warning, and 3 timeouts in your pocket. And you didn't do anything there. That's you. That's your fault, not mine.
Right. Oh, no doubt. And we should have run the ball more on that drive.
Yeah.
Or at all.
At all. Like James Cook was tearing up the Chiefs, man.
Yeah.
Bob's good buddy Dan Orlovsky said on ESPN today that this is the most haunted franchise and maybe the most haunted player in the NFL's existence, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And the Bills.
I mean,
because you're saying what you're saying is not a Chiefs neglect. You're saying this is just every year, no matter what happens at what situation, there's something that goes against Buffalo.
I mean, I don't
what
know
do
of a professional team that's lost.
Need a sheep on a mountain?
Do you know a shaman
lamb?
by any chance?
Yeah, like
come with a little sage. And,
honestly,
Bob does.
I did. I saged Arrowhead, and since then we've won Super Bowls. I mean, so the sage does work. And I'm not kidding. Burn some in your studio today. Get out to Orchard Park and sage that place because
I'm going to wait until I get home to burn some.
Yeah. Okay.
No
I got you.
doubt. No doubt.
There's a lot of sage being burned at Arrowhead last night. I have they talk about the great smell of Arrowhead when you walk in with the meat. Yeah. It was a different smell. I have never smelled sage that bad at Arrowhead. Yep. And you're old enough like I am to remember when you could smoke in the boys' room in high school and you'd walk in and there was a cloud and you wouldn't know who was in there. Yep. That was the Arrowhead men's room yesterday.
You had fins to the left and fins to the right. Everybody's bait.
Nobody knew what was going on down there. But I tell you burn that sage, get that bad mojo out. But yeah, I mean, honest to God, John, like you look around of franchises around professional sports, not just the NFL, to be 0-4 in the Super Bowl and 0-4 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. That's 0-8 in the biggest moments.
Right. And I mean, different coaches, different teams, and it doesn't seem to matter.
Do you think the new stadium will help? And I'm being serious about that. Like changing something like that.
I don't know. Maybe. And that's still 2 years off?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Andy Reid is an unbelievable head coach. Yeah. He's an unbelievably talented head coach. And, I mean, they've got the players to get it done. And the crazy thing is, everything that we talked about on Friday, everything I said the Bills had to do to win, they did.
They did. Everything. Yeah. They even got a turnover and still lost the game. Because I thought whoever turned it over one time, they're done. Yep. They're cooked. And it didn't happen that way.
Yeah, and I said, we got to get James Cook running. The only thing that they didn't do, and this has been a problem with this particular team and with Sean McDermott's team, and I don't understand it, is they didn't get pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was especially rushing 4 guys, no pressure at all.
I don't understand why James Cook carried the ball 13 times yesterday. That's malpractice.
Yeah, it should have been 20, 25, but...
I was listening to our sister station, WGR, in Buffalo last night driving home just to kind of hear, what their perspective was on all of this and if there was going to be melting down. Not as much as I thought there would be. Then I listened a little bit this morning, and one of the hosts had said that, look, he goes, I'm not saying this needs to happen, but Pagula's, the family that owns the Bills, have got to start evaluating whether or not Sean McDermott is the right guy for this job.
Yeah, no doubt, because somebody is. And Dorsey's sticking around. He made that announcement. He was up, I guess, for the coaching job in New Orleans.
Okay.
But he's sticking around to be the offensive coordinator again next year. If they do make a coach
Joe
change,
Brady.
Obviously. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
Dorsey.
Oh, yeah.
Get that guy the hell out of here.
No,
he got fired by Cleveland.
That guy didn't even make a year in Buffalo, right?
Yeah, right. But you see the scars run deep. I can't
That's
even
right.
forget his name. But so you bring in a new head coach, maybe he brings a coordinator with him. But I mean, Brady's done an unbelievable job too. So it's just a matter of
Do you promote Joe Brady to head coach? Like, could this be one of these late, resigns by Sean McDermott? Where he just decides, I'm done, I step away, Joe Brady takes over. Like, I'm not advocating to fire Sean McDermott because there's not enough good coaches out there.
Right.
But eventually you have to start looking at the guy that's in charge and going, every year it's something like this.
But do you take a team where the offense is fine and the defense is weak and put an offensive coordinator in as head coach? I don't think so. I think you look for another defensive guy if they're going to get rid of McDermott, and I don't think they are.
No, so you have the 4 Super Bowl losses. Does this one surpass any of the Super Bowl losses, or are those just too tough in general because of what they are?
I mean, the first one was really rough.
Right.
Not only because I was right there, but because it was
today's the anniversary of that
goal.
too.
Is it really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding him, Bob. Guys, you said I went through miles of depression. Anniversary.
But yeah, I mean, and I went to the one the next year too. I went to 26 up in Minneapolis, and that was rough just because we didn't play well. And
you got shellacked. Like the Giants one was the only real close
37-24.
Yeah.
Well, the last Cowboys game, the 30-13 game, we were leading at half and just fell apart in the second half. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't close, but still, yeah. I mean, it's just. At least they were different teams. You know, it wasn't losing to the same team over and over again. That
what was it? Giants, Redskins, Cowboys, right? Yeah. All NFC East teams.
Yeah, exactly. Except for the Eagles, right.
How do you honestly feel about the Chiefs?
Oh, I mean, I think they're a great
It's a sports hate, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Right. Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, you know, we were talking about the similarities between the cities, the similarities between the teams. There's no villain on the Chiefs. There's no bad guy. You know, there was. He's in Miami now. Yeah,
for sure.
You know, so who do you hate? I mean, you can't hate somebody just because they're talented and good at what they do.
Same thing with Buffalo, though. There's nobody hateable on that team. Like, you don't hate Josh, but you don't want to face him, you know? Like, but he's like Mahomes. Sean McDermott doesn't really have a hate factor to him or anything.
It's like I didn't hate Peyton Manning, but every time the Colts came to town, I was like, son of a gun.
I was sitting at Johnny's Tavern yesterday wearing my Andre Reed jersey, and a guy wearing a Chiefs jersey came up, sat next to me, and we were talking, and he said, you know, and this is before the game, obviously, and he was like, he goes, I love the Chiefs. I've been a Chiefs fan since I was a kid, but you know, if we have to lose to somebody, I wouldn't mind losing to you guys. And I was like, I feel the same way. I mean, I mind losing.
Right.
You're like, I'm used to it.
Right. Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. There comes a time when it's just like, oh, really? You hit me again? Great. Okay, sure. Knock yourself out.
No, you're right about that. Like, you don't want to lose to Joe Burrow. You don't want to lose to whoever. You know, there are teams out there you just don't want to lose to. You lose to Buffalo, or you lose to Kansas City, you're just like, all right, we lost to a really good team that's not hated. Like, they're not cheating. They're doing it the right way. Both organizations are doing it the right way. The part that I think really has to sting, though, for a Bills fan is like the two guys you gave Kansas City, Mahomes and Worthy, were two pretty big pieces as to why you lost that game yesterday, right?
Absolutely, yeah. But, I mean, to that end, how do you think Detroit's feeling right now?
Yeah.
Not only do they lose to Washington, then Washington goes on and gets stomped by Philadelphia. So, I mean, Detroit was the team that was supposed to just breeze through the NFC, and, not so much.
And that's where the Super Bowl matchup comes in, because I know, obviously, people are rooting against the Chiefs, but it's not like you're rooting for America's darling in Detroit now, or even Washington at this point in time, which I think a lot of people would have been behind because it's a new team on the scene and whatnot. Nobody likes Philadelphia outside of Philadelphia.
Right. Yeah, that was the map, the meme that was going around on Facebook this morning was, you know, Kansas City roots for Kansas City, Philadelphia roots for Philadelphia. The rest of the country is just gray.
Is that what it was? I missed that. Because that's the way it's going to be. Like, there's no rooting interest, if you will, for the casual American sports fan. Because, you know,
Roger Goodell's got to be kicking the dirt a little bit right now going, really?
Yeah. And we got this. And you know what? They'll set records and people will watch because history's on the line. We're getting ready to watch something that's never been done before, and that's a quarterback and a team going to 3 straight Super Bowls.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kendrick Lamar at halftime.
Is that who halftime is?
Yeah. You won't see me. Like, I'll be somehow sneaking down there.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, how do you feel about Saquon Barkley? I mean, given what James Cook did yesterday?
Yeah, no, I'm not excited about it.
Yeah.
You know,
who thinks Saquon Barkley's going to run for 200 against the Chiefs?
He may. Who
knows?
He
didn't say 200, but he's going to have a day.
He may have a day. You know, he's had days against everybody this year. He's playing with a vengeance. There's no question.
He's also had games this year where he didn't show up, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's going to be the story.
I hope they abandon him like you guys abandoned Cook last night.
Oh, I know.
And then I'm fine with it.
That's, again, I mean, you can sit there and complain about the 4th down, and I'm sure people will, but I'd be complaining about my head coach first losing my running back. Again, like 13 carries for a guy that was averaging 6.5 yards a clip.
Yep.
How that's really, really, really bad.
And like Barkley, Cook breaks him every so often, but you got to keep giving him the ball to have him do it.
Yeah.
So what do you guys have to do next year? What's the look before we get you out of here? What's Buffalo got to do? Move to the NFC?
Yeah. Pick up a good safety through free agency or through the draft. More beef on the defensive line, and and start running the football more. Start trusting it.
Yep. Well, John, we appreciate it. Have a good day.
You got it.
Enjoy 2:30 today in the garage.
Enjoy your sage, my man.
For sure.
No doubt about it. John Grayson, 98.1. Thank you. We appreciate the time. He's on 10 to 2 over there as well. I mean, I just wanted to get his inside of it because I think he's about as true as they come from Buffalo people. And the text line will say, quit bitching and quit crying. It's like, you have not gone through that. Like, I know we had our times in Kansas City, right? We know that.
Nobody's had this.
That's tough, dude. Like I'm just gonna be real. That's tough. And you don't have to rub it in their face. But like again, I do agree with John Gruden when it comes to the Bills because that's what they will take. And I wanted to get that right out of the chute because Bob, I'm not kidding you. He came in here and Mac too. The first thing he said, he goes, "I am just sick and tired of this BS. It's always a call. It's always this." And I go full Bob Fesco. I go, "Well, there was 13 minutes left still." He goes, "I don't care. It's a first down." And then here's Alex over here poking the bear going, Whoa. One ref said it wasn't a first down. He goes, well, the other ref said it was a first down. The guy in the booth, he goes, oh, you're going to trust Gene Stesator?
Yeah.
And then you could also send this.
Like the guys in the booth have an opinion just like everybody else. Just because they're on TV doesn't mean their opinion is correct.
Yeah, well, that's like your opinion, man.
Hey, listen, I thought this was the year for the Bills. Yep. But when you can't make the 1 yard you need to make, you don't deserve to go to the Super Bowl. You can have all these stats. That's all I saw in the pregame warm-up. 65 touchdowns, this stat, that stat. You don't make the 1 yard you need in any critical situation, you're going to get knocked out of the playoffs, and you can't rely on some official to give you a spot on the road in a playoff game. You just can't count on the officials. With Josh Allen, this has to be a slam dunk, automatic first down, and you didn't execute. You did not execute. You got the best offensive line in the league from left tackle to right tackle, a 300-pound tackle playing tight end. James Cook hasn't been stopped all night, and Josh Allen has 600 yards rushing and 12 touchdowns. And you can't make this much. The execution, the pad level, the finish, the overall scheming, whatever it is, you lost the game because third and fourth down in that, and you got to live with it. And I don't know how you live with this one. This is tough.
Get better.
I mean, that's the best thing you're going to hear all day and for the next 13 days on the national media landscape. That's a former coach looking at this going, enough is enough, man. And again, I don't blame the referees. I'm not a referee blamer. I don't look at John Higgins in basketball or Angel Hernandez in baseball or any of these guys in football and go, we lost the game because of that.
Well, that one guy did lose a perfect game because of it.
Well, but there one instance, right? Yeah. One instance in the course of time, right?
I'm just setting you up for what you'll get back.
Right, yeah, okay, fine. Jim Joyce, one guy, right? But over the course of a game, again, you can say what you want about the referees and this and that and the other thing. 3:33 to go, 30-yard line, 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning. MVP. Josh Allen has the ball, who is the MVP, going against this Chiefs defense. This is nut-cutting time. This is legacy time. What are you going to do? Fail. That's not the referees. That's not the crowd. That's nothing. There's nothing you can blame other than you. Mahomes, down 3 in that situation, would have scored a touchdown. Chiefs would have won by 3 because the clock would have expired and they would have had to kick the extra point. Or maybe they do and they win by 4. Josh Allen couldn't make it to field goal range to give his team an opportunity to kick a field goal to tie that game. And again, I'm not taking away the credit from the Chiefs defense because they went out there and made the plays. But if you're going to be considered a great quarterback in this league and you want to be in the same breath as Patrick Mahomes and everybody wants to put you in that same category as Patrick Mahomes, then you got to do Patrick Mahomes things. The problem is only Patrick Mahomes can do Patrick Mahomes things and nobody else can. So enough with the officials and all of this stuff. The opportunity was there multiple times for Buffalo, and multiple times they were stopped by the Chiefs and didn't get the job done.
It's one of those games you gotta play damn near perfect. And the Chiefs had a turnover, they had the fumble, but that was it. Mahomes still has not thrown an interception since week 11. The last time they played Buffalo in the regular season, still has yet to throw an interception. Didn't throw one against Houston, I don't believe. Didn't throw one against Buffalo last night. Didn't throw one against Pittsburgh. Didn't throw one against Houston in the regular season. Cleveland, Chargers, Vegas, Carolina. And somehow some people had this sort of thing to say.
The Chiefs are not going to win 14 straight Super Bowls for the next 14 straight years.
But they might win 3.
But
not with that attitude, they're not.
They could, right? So I guess it's more that I feel that maybe this is just the time, and it feels like Josh's time to win.
It's not.
It's not. If it was his time to win, he would have led his team to victory. I hate to be that guy that's harsh on Josh Allen because I know he's hurt today and he needs a little patting on his head. But man, if you're going to be the MVP and you want to be in this category and you want to be one of the greats, then you got to show up in big moments, man. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Derek Jeter, all these guys showed up when the moment was the biggest. That's how you become a star.
What, that?
Yeah. You become a star because you show up when it matters. You show up in the big moments. Nobody remembers anything Bucky Dent did other than hitting a major home run against the Red Sox. People forget everything when you show up when the moment matters most. And when the moment matters most, the only person who shows up at the quarterback position is Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's it. You had chances. Stop with the referees, please. I just don't want to hear it anymore. We're going to go to New Orleans. We're going to win a third straight Super Bowl. And then what are you going to complain about next week?
I will say this as we wrap up this segment and go to break one last time. There are certain athletes in this world, in this sport, of any sport, whether it's baseball, whether it is golf, whether it is football, that when they do something, they're just simply better. And it's not necessarily because maybe they're more talented. I think if you put Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and their attributes on a video game, there would be a lot of similarities. Accuracy, throwing power, awareness, vision, field vision. But there's one stat that you can't really teach. And that stat is just being the clutch guy. And we've seen this multiple times throughout sports where Jordan hits a shot against the Jazz. Will he pushed off? No, he's a stone cold killer. Tiger Woods, when he won his last Masters tournament, back-to-back holes, hit a drive down the fairway on the right side, put a ball within putting range and made a birdie. The very next hole, par 3, famous hole, hits it on the slope, gets it down there, makes a birdie. Bang, bang. Not everybody can do that. That's the Masters. That's the biggest tournament in golf. He has zero care in the world at that point. The heart rate is down. Patrick Mahomes in that game last night went into it from start until finish and was the best player on the field. Maybe the stats didn't blow you out of the water, but at what point in that game were you looking at Mahomes going, he seems a little off. He seems a little shook. He knew the assignment. I thought Rob Brenton said something very great on Mac and Drew's pregame show. The Chiefs all year played close games, and everybody criticized them. Everyone said they don't blow anybody out.
Nobody blows anybody out in the NFL, though. I mean,
the Philadelphia Eagles did yesterday.
Yeah, well.
And the thing about this is that when you're going up against that person, two things factor in. One, you have to be better than that person on that day. You may never, ever, ever be better than them in your career. And two, you have to realize that it is the magnitude of the game, but you can't let it affect your psyche. Josh Allen was shook on those first two drives, should have thrown 2 picks, had 2 picks literally dropped on that first possession. And then the 4th and 1. You might say it's a first down. Get more than just a half a yard.
Don't put it into the hands of the referees.
Go give it to Cook. Do something different. But when you play these monsters amongst men, when this sort of time matters the most and the lights are brighter and the moment is tense and everything is on the line, you have to go be David. You have to slay Goliath. You can do it, but it takes almost a perfect opportunity to do it. If the Royals were going to beat the Yankees, they had to play perfect. They didn't.
Yeah,
they lost.
They did, exactly. Right.
Bobby Witt Jr. didn't show up in the biggest time of the season.
Right.
He was great during the regular season. One of the best players I've ever seen. But when the playoffs happened, that happened.
Legacies are created in the postseason. October, January. That's when March.
Nobody cares about Tiger Woods' multiple PGA Tour wins. They count the majors.
The majors.
Nobody cares about how many games Jordan won, how many MVPs Jordan won.
6 championships.
They care about the championships. Tom Brady, great regular season quarterback, better
7
playoff quarterback.
championships.
Patrick Mahomes, 29 years old, going for a three-peat, has beaten every great quarterback in the AFC, from Burrow to Allen to Jackson. Here we stand again, off to New Orleans in the Big Easy, because Patrick Mahomes, when the times get tense, he makes it easy.
And in the fourth quarter of games, in overtime or the fourth quarter of games, down 8 or less points, Patrick Mahomes is 40 of 56 for 552 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, 1 rushing TD, and they've scored on 13 of the 14 drives. That's the clutch gene. That's what it's about. It's not throwing for 500 yards in October. It's not leading the MVP race in November. It's not making a great play in December. It's about what do you do in the fourth quarter or overtime of NFL playoff games, and nobody's better at Patrick Mahomes. Games late, games on the line, Patrick Mahomes is under center. Odds are you're not winning.
And to wrap this up, the Bills have Mr. Brightside, the Chiefs have Mr. January. Coming up on the other side, we wrap this show up on a Victory Monday where the Chiefs were victorious 32-29 over the Bills in the AFC Championship game, and it's off to New Orleans. You're listening to Fesco, Dusty, and Mac on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fesco and Dusty.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Casey's has 8 new coffee roasts that have been described as having rich aromatics that entice any palate. But, we're not sure what that means, so we just call it darn good coffee. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. Get a free any-size coffee with Casey's Rewards. See Casey's Rewards for details.
You're listening to Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti, locally here on 96.5 The Fan in Kansas City. Kickoff with Boomer Esiason and Mike Valenti is presented locally by ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
Lowe's knows how to help make your Super Bowl 59 party a touchdown. Let us help you prep your home to host with top brands like Charbroil, Blackstone, and LG, so you can be the MVP of game day. Plus, use the Lowe's app to find what you need for a seamless shopping run. Or huddle up with our Lowe's Red Vest associates to help make all your game time hosting decisions.
In the dynamic world of programmatic ad buying, Viant is your ultimate CTV partner. Target with precision. Buy with confidence. Viant empowers you with AI-driven technology that reaches your audience where they engage most, ensuring your message hits home. And the campaign results? Transparent, thanks to Viant's advanced measurement suite. For media buyers who demand the best, Viant delivers. Viant, elevate your CTV campaign performance.
It's the new year. Time to make a positive change in your life.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted. Not available in Washington State.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
Hey, Dad, Mom wants pizza for dinner. You want to run out?
Sure. I need to get gas anyways. Give me a minute.
Cool. Hey, what's that bottle?
It's stable. You just add it to the fuel tank, and it keeps these engines healthy. When you start driving, I'll put some in your car, too.
Which one do I get?
How much money you got?
At every fill-up, or when you store, start with Stable.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Buying and selling a home is stressful. You want the best team on your side, and that's my friend Dawn Sharp and the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. To find the current value of your home, go to homesforsaleandkc.com. Click on the button, How much is your home really worth? Then the Sharp Homes team can give you options. If you want to skip the showings and open houses, you can do that with their instant offer program. Contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp. Google Sharp Homes team or visit them at homesforsaleandkc.com.
Let's go! KC Mo, roll. I'm representing KC Mo.
Einstein Tech 9. 2 stomps and a clap in this B. Best Tech 9 song of all time. Outside of Red Kingdom. How we feeling now, boys? Got through the show. I think we all can agree that we don't need to. We can do our brioche of the weekend, but I think we all know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
As I say, is it the same?
It's Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Yep.
To go along with Bob's numbers that he came out, was just insane. 13 of 14 drives scoring when down by 1 or 8 in the fourth quarter in OT. That was to go along with the clutch gene. Out of all drop-back success rates in all of Mahomes' hundreds of games, that was the highest success rate Mahomes has ever had on a night when he dropped back to pass.
Yeah, they're calling it, and I heard the Buffalo radio station say this, and I was trying to process it at 5 o'clock. Like, I don't know what you're talking about because you're using a lot of acronyms and numbers.
My mind hurts.
It hurts, but also was one of those, like, I don't even know what you're talking about because it's all gibberish to me. But they did say it's now goes down as the greatest passing performance in playoff history.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday is allegedly, according to the nerd numbers, the greatest passing performance in playoff history. And you look at the normal numbers, you're like, it looked like a nice game. It didn't look like that didn't look like the greatest game ever. But when you start, I guess, talking about efficiency and all that kind of stuff, I mean, Patrick Mahomes was marvelous, man. He really was. Like, there's just no other way to describe it. And you know, the more I think about Billy Coons calling in and saying Patrick Mahomes is the greatest NFL player of all time, who's going to argue that at this point in time? Man, doing it in this era where there's constant change and everybody gets better and the league is faster, the defenses are better than they've ever been, and no matter what somebody throws at him, he finds a way to overcome that. I mean, it's hard to sit here and not say Patrick Mahomes is the greatest NFL player of all time. And, you know, Tom Brady would have a conversation with you. Joe Montana would have probably a conversation with you.
Montana's been passed.
I mean, you know, you're thinking of like Lawrence Taylor may want to have a conversation with you. Dick Butkus from back in the day may want, like, there's some guys that would be in that room having a conversation with you of the greatest NFL player of all time. But Patrick Mahomes is standing there on top right now, and you've got to tell me why you're better than Patrick Mahomes. And really the only person that you can put into that conversation of the greatest of all time, not just quarterbacks, the greatest player of all time is Tom Brady. Those are the only two in this entire 105-year history of the league where we've got two players that can make the case for the greatest player of all time.
I think the reason this one hurts Buffalo a lot is because this was their year. I think they truly believed it. Right?
Well, see, that's interesting because I was talking to a lot of Buffalo fans over the weekend, and they were telling me they're like, this was supposed to be a rebuild year.
Well, they say that, but
that's fair.
You know, because going into the season, you lost Diggs. It was kind of like last year for the Chiefs. Everybody thought that would kind of be like take a step back before you took a step forward. And they didn't do that. And they're in the AFC Championship game. And, you know, a lot of the Buffalo fans were like, well, I know Miami was getting a lot of love. Obviously, the Jets, for whatever reason, were getting a lot of love. Like, we lost some guys, they were telling me, and we thought this would be a step back year. And they ended up playing the AFC Championship game.
Well, they have a tough hill to climb because they don't have any cap money. According to Spot Track, they're negative 2.5 in cap space. They're going to pick 30th overall.
Wow.
And they have free agents named Ty Johnson, Mac Hollins, DeMar Hamlin, and Rochelle Douglas.
Wow. Wonder who they're paying. I mean, I know they're paying Allen and Dawkins.
Allen is up for
not a lot of money.
Allen is up for an extension. So is James Cook. So is Benford. And so is Shakir.
They need to pay all of those guys.
And they don't have the money to do it. And they're picking 30th. I smell a trade.
Well, the interesting thing about all of that is if they believe that Josh Allen is their Patrick Mahomes, then it's fine. Who cares? But not many quarterbacks have been able to do it. But Josh Allen has. Like, getting here to this point after stripping down their roster like they did last season. Like, if I'm Buffalo right now and I'm their general manager, I'm having the same approach that Brett Veach had to this thing. I'm not overpaying guys. I've got, like, some of those passes, Dusty and I were talking in the break, that Josh Allen threw last night were like, oh my God, insane passes, right?
Oh, I told Mac last night in Texas, when he threw that pass in the first half with 29 seconds left to Hollins over McDuffie, and I told you in the studio, I was like, I felt punched. I was like, oh,
we all did in the stadium and everything. Dude, like it was. That
was the one thing they couldn't get, and he nailed it.
So if you're the Bills, like, you have your quarterback up until he faces Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, and at the end of the day, I put more of this loss, in my opinion anyway, on Sean McDermott and their offensive coordinator for terrible play calling at the end when it mattered most than I do for Josh Allen. Josh was pretty much flawless on this day. His coaches didn't put him in the best possible position to be successful. Long story short, from a general manager standpoint, I don't have to pay guys big money. I'm not paying $30 million for a wide receiver or anybody like that. Josh Allen makes people better. I mean, they went 13-4 and went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game in a game that was supposed to be a rebuild. Sounds a lot like what we did last year, right? So you've got the quarterback in Buffalo. You don't need to spend stupid money on weapons. Josh will make those guys better. We saw that. I mean, Matt Collins. I mean, if that guy doesn't walk in with no shoes and a Muppets mask on every week, does anybody even really know who he is, right? Josh Allen has elevated that guy's game, too.
Mac's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they got their quarterback. They may not have the right head coach in place, but they've got their quarterback in place.
Well, that's the thing. They're kind of in this weird spot where they keep getting to the precipice, and it's hard to get rid of a coach who gets you that far. But you're right. You kind of have to make the move now. How many times are you going to lose? Is it 5 times? I mean, honestly.
But the problem is there's nobody there that you're looking at and going, that's the guy that can get you over the hump. Well, the coaching pool is so bad in the NFL.
Well, it wasn't.
Brian Schottenheimer's head coach, and that's no knock against Brian Schottenheimer. Congratulations, Blue Valley. You had 2 head coaches in the NFL. But, that's where we are at this point in time. A 25-year assistant in the NFL is finally getting an opportunity. Great. I hope he does wonderful down there. I do, But that's where we are in the NFL. So, Sean McDermott may not be able to get you over that hump, but who's there that will?
Yeah, and the guys that, if there are guys that you think could, you won't have a chance of getting them because by the time you're hiring, they're all gone. Vrabel's hired. Carroll's gone. Ben Johnson's, he's got a job. Those are the names. They're all taken.
And Booker McFarland said it really good last night, I think it was, on ESPN. And I do agree with this. He goes, maybe Josh Allen was just born of the wrong generation. Buck O'Neil had the famous line, I came along right on time, right? I came along right on time. And you look at Josh Allen and you're like, nah, you probably came around at the wrong time.
The worst time.
If you didn't come along in this Mahomes era, you would probably be the one that's stacking Super Bowl trophies. You would probably be the one that's looked at as one of the greatest of all time, but you've run into a roadblock. Ask Patrick Ewing, ask Charles Barkley, ask all those guys in the NBA that were big-time stars that weren't able to get over the hump of Michael Jordan. And Hakeem Olajuwon would have been in that same conversation had Jordan not tried to go play for the White Sox. And so Patrick Mahomes, if they want to beat Patrick Mahomes, they better hope he wants to go play for the White Sox, because if he goes play some baseball, then the league will open back up. But, I mean, this thing is on lockdown right now, and Patrick Mahomes is better at the big moment than anybody I've ever seen. And Michael Jordan was great at the big moment. Tom Brady was great at the big moment. Patrick Mahomes just continues to get better and better and better at the big moment, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. So for Josh Allen, yeah, you probably were born in the wrong generation. 5 years earlier or 5 years later would have been better for you.
Championship game coverage brought to you by brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of your Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, man. I mean, I just always go back to Tiger Woods when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. There's a clear-cut person that's just better than everybody else, and he strikes fear in people's hearts. And that's just the way it is. When you look at what Patrick Mahomes does, I even like his little turtleneck that he created.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
It's like there's little things about Mahomes that certain athletes have. Like Tiger had the red shirt. Jordan had the armband or the calf band, the shoes, and the tongue. Mahomes has the headband, and in the playoffs, he's got the turtleneck, right? Like Brady, I don't know what he had. Great looks, eye black, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, man. They just keep doing this with this coaching staff and this ownership and this group. I mean, again, there's a reason why. Like, eventually you have to run out of excuses or lame duck takes of, well, they get the calls or they got this. If they're there for the 3rd consecutive year and they've been to 7 consecutive AFC championship games, at what point do you stop having those conversations and just be like, well, this is just what they do? Like,
you could stop now having those conversations, right? But it makes the league boring. And so that's why every year, like a dementia patient, everybody wakes up and goes, I think this is the year Patrick Mahomes isn't going to win. Do you not remember what we've seen?
Last year was Josh Allen's best chance. It was in his house. It was the least talented Chiefs roster they had. and he still couldn't get it done. And then in his MVP season, still couldn't get it done. You still have time to get this done, and that is go do something nice for somebody today. You never know. Could change their day, week, month, or year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay safe, stay kind, stay you, stay true. Cody, Gold, and Drew coming up from 10 to 2. 96.5 The Fan.